Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's August 18th today, and yesterday we took the M to the showgrounds. I drove it about 8 miles, and it was running pretty good, except the last mile or so. It started to miss on one cylinder, and you could tell that hissing sound was back. That was basically sucking air through the exhaust, which means the valve was hanging open again. So I got it to the show, shut it down, went back this morning right away, and hooked my compression tester gauge up to it, and was only running about 30 psi. So I figured, well, I better pull the valve cover open and see what's going on. And everything seemed to be pretty normal. So I wasn't exactly sure. I thought maybe maybe blew the head gasket somehow. So I thought, well, let's at least start it up and check the spark. And when I started it, it ran even worse. So I went around and looked at the valve cover, or underneath the valve cover again, and sure enough, that exhaust valve, the same one from before, was stuck open about a 1/4 inch. Which pretty much means one thing: the valve seat dropped out again. So, not too happy about it. I went and drove directly to the machine shop and talked to them. And from what they're saying, the head was cracked along the inside of the recession where the valve seat seats, and they had to keep chasing that crack around because they would pin it, and then it would spread a little bit more and crack a little bit more, and finally they got it to the point where it was almost halfway around that recession. But they were able, they thought, to seal it up and install valve seats and the first time. And then of course it dropped out. So I brought it back, and they pulled it apart, tested it, installed a larger diameter valve seat, and it seemed to be holding until we took it on the ride up to the show. Go figure. So I did take video of that tractor running with that valve hanging open so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I don't know. Basically what I'm looking at here is, from what they've told me, is they've already machined out so much of the valve seat recession in the head that they can't go any bigger. Otherwise there won't be any metal left for that valve seat to seat into before you start running into the other valve seat and what have you. So sounds like I'm going to be looking for a new, preferably used head. The good news is they're willing to stand behind their work and completely go through the replacement head at no charge. But the bad news is I got to pull it all back apart. That's a new top end gasket kit, head gasket, and coolant pipe gasket that goes down into the top of the head there, and manifold gasket and valve cover gasket. But gotta do what we gotta do, you know. We can't do anything about it except fix it. So anyways, I'll get you guys a little clip of the tractor running here that I took while I was sitting at the showgrounds. It's still there, but I don't know if I dare drive it home. I don't want that valve seat to break and then all of a sudden drop down into the piston, and I'm talking about a new piston too, so I might have to find somebody with a trailer so that we can get it out of there, but not real happy. But anyways, here's the clip of the tractor running. All right, stay tuned. Alright, well, it looks like we got a valve seat that probably dropped out again. As you can see, there's a very large gap between there, and it wasn't like that before I started it, so the valve seat doesn't drop out until I start it, which is unfortunate.